Welcome back to the HEAT.ed podcast, where we are here to educate you on heated topics. My name is Jack, and I'm here with my good buddy.
Hey, I'm Daniel. Welcome to HEAT.ed, brought to you by GZ Radio. I'm glad to be here. Jack, what are we doing today?
Oh man, it's going to be a special day today. Today, we got our good buddy Alex on the podcast with us. And he's here to talk about his experience here in Bellevue as a Trans-Latino man. Alex, what's up, man?
Hello. It's great to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Obviously, guys, my name's Alex. I've been out for about like 5 years now, and been on hormones for about a year now. So yeah. Nice.
Well, Alex, again, we're glad that you're here. I know that the LGBTQ community is still something relatively new to a lot of people, especially to our Latino family. We just have a couple questions for you that you can answer. So first of all, I would like to go a little bit more into like which Latino country do you represent?
So I'm from Mexico. I'm actually from Jalisco. So hey, represent. But yeah.
Nice. I have a dad. My dad is actually Mexican as well. He's from Chilapa, Guerrero. So it's a little farther from here. Yeah. So we represent a little bit too. Yeah. So what I wanted to ask you is kind of like, what was it like? You said that you came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
What was it like at first? Like, how did your parents react, and like, how did other people around you react to that?
So when I first came out, my family wasn't super accepting. It was the news, the idea of it was relatively new. It was something that like not a lot of them like really understood or got or anything like that. They are now like better at it. They warmed up to the idea, and obviously it took a lot of learning. It took a lot of patience, and it was a long process. But like, you know, they came around. Family usually does. So yeah.
Good. Do you think that being a Latino made it harder, or do you think it made a difference?
It definitely did. I feel like because of how much like our how much the Catholic views and like religion are like so strongly based in the Latino community, and like especially in Mexican culture, that it made it so much more difficult for me to like get the strength to like come out and stuff.
Yeah. Do you think you were bullied at all because of you being a trans Latino man, just a transgender man, just a Latino man?
Yeah, for sure.
How did that cope with you going through like high school, middle school?
I mean, I took a very rough like kind of way of like dealing with it, obviously. You know, but like it was something that like I struggled with. It was something that it took me a lot of time to recover from. And I found a lot of help. I don't know if you guys know the YES program. I was enrolled for a little bit, so that definitely helped.
Do you think the Bellevue School District did a job with trying to help you, or no?
That's a very hard topic to say, because to some extent they did, and to some extent they didn't, because they didn't protect me when I asked to be switched out of classes that I had with bullies. And that caused me to ultimately end up in a credit recovery program. So, but I do feel like the credit recovery program was the best choice for me. So I do thank them for giving me that opportunity.
Nice. Things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah.
They do.
You know, like this podcast for a reason.
So I was recently informed that you were in a panel. You were representing transgenders for the Bellevue community. Can you kind of tell us like what was that like?
Yeah. Actually, it was it was nice to feel like my voice was heard, especially by a city that like, you know, is very more open about helping their LGBT like residents and stuff, you know, their citizens. It was honestly a great experience. I heard from 5 other panelists, and we all talked basically about our experiences, and it was really, really great. So yeah.
Yeah, growing up here in Bellevue, do you think that you being a trans man, do you think it was easier growing up here compared to like other places that you hear on the news, or do you just say it's just as hard just because it is different and people are maybe not accustomed to still pretty new topic to like some of the world, but with the community here in Washington, here in the East Side, how do you think?
I think it was relatively easier. Obviously, if I would have come out at a different like state, it would have been a lot harder. We're seeing a lot of like trans bills coming up right now, anti-trans bills, anti-LGBT bills just in general, a lot of them in the South, and coming from conservative like states. So obviously, you know, living in a blue state is a lot easier for me.
Why do you think that a lot of these conservative states are like looking to like almost like silence the LGBTQ community?
A lot of them is because they just don't know, they don't understand, and they assume that a lot of us are trying to hurt, or like we can't find happiness in our own bodies. But that's just not the case. It's like, I just was born in the wrong body, and why shouldn't I do everything I possibly can to live my truth?
Right. You're entitled to that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like kind of because it's a lot of the argument can be made that like, oh, the argument has been made from the conservatives in Florida, for example, saying that, not to name drop any states.
A little bit of name drop.
Anyways,
it's okay.
well, that's our podcast.
It's okay. We're on the opposite side of the country from where we're good.
But yeah, no, do you think like a lot of their argument is kind of like, oh, the LGBTQ is kind of like, being LGBTQ is like relatively only like a sexual thing versus like being heterosexual. That's not a sexual thing. You don't think that it's true?
That's not true. I mean, I don't think it's, you could say the exact same things about like saying like, oh, the way that straight people constantly talk about how like a boy is supposed to gonna grow up and be a ladies' man or a little heartbreaker. Why are you talking about a kid like that?
I've definitely heard that a lot.
Like, you know, and it happened. I mean, like in the Latino community,
oh yeah,
you hear
for sure.
a lot of it. You hear so much of it.
It's almost like bragged about.
Yes, they brag about it, and it's like, okay, so you guys are going around and basically saying that your child is gonna be like this big like womanizer, little macho and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but you guys don't want a lady in some makeup to read a book to your kid.
Exactly.
Like, what are they gonna do? Like, what? And it's also like they say that they're dangerous. It's like, when was the last time you got robbed by a gay person?
True.
Let's be real. All right. Dangerous is getting a gun pulled on you, and I've only gotten like ever like something like that happen with a straight person. Straight white person, I should say. So like, when was the last time you had a gay person or a trans person pull a gun on you?
No, never.
Exactly. Where are the statistics on that? Not found, because it doesn't happen. So like,
well, I guess I just kind of wanted to ask you, do you like have any, because obviously we have an audience that's listening to this, and maybe perhaps some of them are a little scared to come out to their family or to their friends. Do you have any advice, like what worked for you, things that maybe didn't work the best for you?
I definitely, my first thing is that I always say, if somebody wants to come out, make sure you have a safe place. If you don't think your parents are supportive, if you don't think it's going to go your way, do not come out. Do not come out unless like, you know that where you are safe. And it's because it's like a big issue, because like some kids end up getting kicked out, and I was like,
right.
And if you do think you're going to get kicked out, have a safe place to go. Like, have a friend that you know will let you stay there. You know, have a backup plan. Always have a backup plan.
What was your safe space, if you don't mind me asking?
My safe space was definitely my friend Emily Schumann. She was their house was definitely like my biggest safe space when I was going through it.
So your definition of like a safe space is kind of like someone or somewhere you can go to where like you
sure.
feel like you can be yourself.
Oh, for sure. Like that's my base, like a lot of my friends, they were my safe space.
Do you feel like would you consider your household now a safe space now that they're a little more open to it?
Yeah, my household is now a safe space now that it's a little more open about it. Yeah.
What were some of the more of the hardships of you coming out? You mentioned that was a little hard to come out to your family earlier in our conversation, but was there any what else was potentially a little hard for you coming out as a trans man?
So I got outed.
Outed?
I didn't.
What you mean?
So somebody told my family that I was trans.
Oh,
Like somebody from my school told my family that I was trans.
Right.
Well, told one of my cousins, and then my cousin like kind of just like ran it through the whole family.
chismoso?
Yeah, chismoso. And so when I came out, like they were all like, "Yeah, we already knew," and I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I knew you guys knew. That's why I'm coming out. Like this is me like being
okay.
like, yeah, this is me confirming that.
You think that made
yes,
it
it is true. They like were all like, vas a ir al infierno. They're all like, you're gonna burn and stuff. And I was all like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting.
Right.
So that's where I made my mistake. I thought I was gonna have a safe space, and I did not have a safe space. But a lot of my friends, like I said, they were my safe space. They were my people. I had a village, thankfully.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, home is where you make it, whether
Home
it be
is
the
where you make
people
it.
or the
That
place.
yeah.
Home doesn't have to be blood.
Home does not have
Hey.
to be blood family. You have your family and you have your chosen family.
Well, kind of getting around to the 20-minute mark. I just wanted to ask you, Alex, do you know any resources or anywhere that anyone can support the LGBTQ community, whether it be here or like just in general?
Honestly, this is gonna sound weird, but you're probably your best bet to like find something like that. Like find within your own community. Queer Shading Alliances clubs. They always have some other way to reach out to other clubs. Definitely, I think one that is kind of overlooked and is kind of like seen as inappropriate. Pride. Pride is definitely a great Pride Fest. It's a great place to find people because they're either older, younger. You'll find somebody who's been through something.
And there's always a big event in Seattle.
Yeah.
The Pride Flag,
Yeah.
the Pride event.
The Pride event, the Pride Parade. Yeah.
Do you think that it does? Do you think that Seattle does it? Like, have you ever gone?
Oh yeah, I go every year.
You go every year?
I go ever since I came out. Well, once my sister came out, like and stuff, I go every year.
Nice.
I love it. I love the Pride Parade.
Do you think like it's kind of like almost like a second home to you? Like,
Yeah,
do you
for
feel
sure.
like you can relate to people?
Oh no, for sure. I've met so many people who I can relate to and stuff through Pride, and it's just like they talk to me. We like hang out. Obviously, like they tell me a lot of their stories, and obviously Pride is very inappropriate. There's a lot of genitals and stuff out, so I will say that be cautious. Probably not a place for kids, but yeah.
Nice.
Cool, man.
Is there anything as we wrap up? Is there anything that you want to like? Any last minute thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Don't give up hope with your family. Don't give up hope with people. People eventually do come around. They do see something, and sometimes they do. It takes them sooner. They take them later to figure it out. But better late than never. Como digo yo.
Family comes around no matter what, and
Family
like we
comes
said,
around no matter what.
whether it be blood or whether it be not blood, there's always family for you.
Yep.
You want to close this up?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Alex, so much for coming out and coming on the podcast with us and sharing your story a little bit with us and educating us and educating the people that are going to be listening to this podcast. And, oh, man.
You want to say the slogan or do you want me to say the slogan?
Oh, that's you, mate.
Well, thank you for listening to the HEAT.ed podcast. And always remember, Si Se Puede.
Brought to you by GZ Radio. Yes, we can.